Welcome to Vlogmas. What? Just kidding. Not Vlogmas. Welcome to Veda, vlogging every day in April. So we are doing some episodes here at our Nurse Prepper channel, and they're all about living with autism or autism living. I have family members in my family who have autism, more specifically Asperger's, Aspie for short. And so yesterday we were talking about some of the early intervention that you can seek when you discover that your child may or may not have autism. So you might want to be a little on the assertive, not aggressive, but assertive with the doctor to pointing you out in the right direction to get a diagnosis for your child. But I want to talk to you today about some of the things that we experience in our family members that we started noticing that might be a little bit more, I guess, relatable to you if you are seeing these kind of things, because like I said, we could get lost in the medical jargon and it's just confusing in the beginning. So I've written down some things here so I won't forget, because otherwise I'm all over the place. But anyway, so in our family we had what you call high functioning autism, which is Asperger's, and it is a form of autism. So what we started noticing is that the child started talking and started walking, everything normal, or what you would quote, I don't like that word normal, but what you would call normal, quote unquote, just for the, just for the benefit of what people understand in the medical field. But so I don't like that word normal. I don't think any of us are normal, to be honest, but there's always some quirks or something that we all have. But anyway, for the purposes of this video, we'll call it normal. So all of a sudden we started noticing that the child in question had stopped. And I'm speaking this way, guys, because it is a form of confidentiality. What is in the background? That's distracting me. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that's there. But anyway, it is a form to keep our family confidential, our family members. And that's exactly why I don't speak specifically about the persons in our family that have been affected or touched by autism. So the child in question, again, started regressing. So they spoke regularly. They started speaking at 1 year of age, and all of a sudden at about 15 months old they stopped talking. And this was a couple of family members, mind you. And so same thing, we started noticing some hand flapping, when even as young as a year old or so, they'd be like this with both of their hands just flapping away. And we thought it was so cute, right? Babies 1 year old. But all of a sudden, we didn't think it was so cute when they stopped talking. And that was a really big concern, because it was really heartbreaking to not, to go from hearing this child talking to mom or papa or mama, and all of a sudden they can't even get a ma out. So that was really not cute at all. You may notice things like a lot of crying, picky eaters. Maybe they're doing what's called projectile vomiting, where they're like shooting vomit at you. Explosive diarrhea, that kind of thing. Sorry if you're eating, but those are the kind of things you may experience as kids or babies and 1 year olds or so. And so these things, tantrums, they could go, you could think of them as a tantrum, like the terrible twos. As they get to be 2 years old, you might see their intensity of anger or aggression rise. And you may think they're going through the terrible twos, and you might even dismiss it as, just being the terrible twos. But no, this is more intense than that. This is a child that, you walk into a restaurant and you see the child having a full-blown tantrum on the floor, crying, kicking, hitting, screaming, maybe banging their head on the wall, and you're just don't know what to do. So they have very low poor frustration tolerance, and it's beyond the social norm, I guess, if you will. This is where you will see people around that don't understand they will look at the child and they'll start judging the parent. Unfortunately, they'll start giving them the look of, well, what are you going to do about it? You know, your child, your brat is just making a fuss. Can you make them stop? And you're like, no, I can't. Step away and nobody gets hurt. Because it is true. That's how people look at it sometimes. So the next time you see someone at the store or at a mall or at a restaurant and you're looking at this kid being a brat or maybe having big tantrums, for the love of God, walk away and do not say anything. Do not look at them, because you never know what they could be experiencing, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they are having these intense feelings that they can't deal with, and we have to help them, and we have to not just be accepting but loving and being kind to one another, because even as a person that doesn't have autism, you could be experiencing very intense anger or emotional issues or what have you, or something different, a different diagnosis. And I think we just need to be more kinder in the world. You know, a lot of times I go out there and at least once a day, I will see such unkindness in this world that, I don't know, just baffles my mind. I don't even know what to say. But so yeah, I could get really involved in this. So let's get back on track here. So poor eye contact is another one. Poor eye contact. They will not look at you, or they may just kind of like look away ever so often. And there's also the what do you call it? Poor frustration tolerance is what I want to say. For example, in our situation, one day I noticed that at a park we were having a party, and one of the particular children in question, what is it in question? What am I, the police? I don't even know what I'm saying, but anyway, okay, one of our family members that has autism, you know, wanted chocolate ice cream, and so unfortunately they didn't have it. They ran out, so we had to bring vanilla. Well, we brought this vanilla ice cream cone, happy as a clam, and we thought this kid was gonna love it. Well, lo and behold, they see that chocolate is nowhere in sight. Chocolate ice cream is gone. Well, they got the ice cream, the vanilla ice cream, threw it down the floor in anger, and just threw themselves on the floor and started running around, started rolling around in the floor, and just tantruming, screaming, yelling at the top of their lungs. Yeah, so that's what one of those intense moments looks like. Now, the difference is sometimes that you've seen in a tantrum, in a terrible two, is that the terrible two will stop after about a couple of minutes. Well, in autism or Asperger's, could last up to a 45-minute tantrum. Yes, 30 to 45 minutes. I've counted. I've counted. So that's exactly why I know. So there's impairment of social interaction. Obviously, they have difficulty making friends, even in the playground. Even as early as, 1 or 2 year olds or 3-year-olds, you'll see them in the sandbox, and they'll be throwing sand at others, or they'll be trying to hit them or punch other kids. And it's not because they're trying to be aggressive. It's the fact that they're trying to communicate. This is their way of communicating, hey, I want to be your friend. So that's exactly what that means. So again, as I keep saying, Asperger's or autism is not a disease or chronic mental illness. It is a natural, lifelong experience. And we didn't really get into some of the ways to deal with these things, but I wanted to just share some bits and clips of my experience, not only as a nurse, but with family members. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you more tomorrow because these videos are getting longer and longer. I could chat all day, I tell you. But anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to be healthy, well, happy, and organized. And I'll see you mañana. Many blessings. Not Vlogmas, but Veda. Vlogging every day in April.